Yellowjackets season 3 episode 5. Let's talk about it. So we pick up right where we left off with episode 4 with Lottie's death, and Misty is at the coroner's, and I like how it switches between her adult self and her teen self, and she sees teen Lottie on on the little bed thing, and obviously she's trying to do her own investigations. And then she goes to tell Shauna, Van, and Thaisa. And automatically, Shauna tries to put the blame on Misty because it's like, it was so weird. And it makes her seem guilty. And Shauna is going through a really interesting arc with not only her teen version, her adult version, her present day storyline. A lot of interesting things going on, and everybody's kind of at disbelief with this news. Meanwhile, in the wilderness, Coach is on the chopping block, and everybody's trying to figure out exactly how to go about his punishment. Shauna decides, or she suggests, that they kill him by fire, but then they end up come to the decision to do the whole firing squad, but they have to kind of draw cards, and whoever picks the King of Hearts is the one that has to do it. We'll get back to that very shortly. Then we're going back to present day, where we see Shauna following Misty, but also now Shauna is being followed by Walter, and we haven't seen Walter in a couple episodes, and he's doing his own investigation thing. So there's all this whole Scooby-Doo kind of mystery thing kind of going on with these three characters in present day. And then we see them drawing cards in the wilderness. Ty ends up getting the king, and now she has to be the one to pull the trigger on Ben. And there's this interesting conversation that they have in present day where Van is kind of suspecting Ty of killing Lottie, and it's really interesting. And while that's going on, Misty goes to the crime scene and figures out a lot of information about Lottie. Like, she didn't know that she lived in this hotel, or her family lived in this hotel, and that kind of goes back to that scene we saw her talking to herself. It looked just like her pops' place, and it's going to be interesting to see how that all is connected. But Misty pretty much goes there to try to get more answers and more clues. Back in the wilderness, Thaisa is trying to practice on shooting. Van's helping. And they also come up with this idea maybe that Thaisa could tap into the other Thaisa, the evil Thaisa, to kind of do the bid. And, while Shauna and Melissa slowly are starting to, grow a bond, because Shauna asks, like, what is it that you see in me? And Melissa just likes the way that she is. She is okay with her embracing her bad side of things, and interesting stuff. Misty is really upset about this and goes to Coach and tries to comfort him and say her goodbyes. And while Lottie's over here having her side mission with Akila, I know I would been mispronouncing her fucking name, because they just don't do a good job of setting up these new characters that come out of nowhere. But Akila, she wants her to go back into the caves. Back in present day, Misty pulls up to Lottie's father's penthouse, or whatever you want to call it, condo, just to kind of get some information. She's able to get her hands on this receipt, so that's going to be her next stop. But she's not there alone. Walter and Shauna are there, and they got their own kind of investigation thing going on, and this really kind of upsets Misty at the same time. And interesting enough, everybody's kind of a suspect, and even Walter's like looking at Shauna kind of weird because she doesn't want to make this deal where he's like, yo, I'll give you a strand of my hair if you give a strand of your hair to see who's telling the truth or not. But I'm predicting right now that Walter is trying to cover his tracks, and he's going to try to frame Shauna as the killer. Then we finally see Simone again with Sam. Like, I thought they were going to completely write them out of the story, and Taissa goes there with Van, which I don't think that was a very smart thing to do. I don't know. Obviously, they're not really together anymore, but Taissa tries to go there to reconnect with her son, and the wind starts blowing and shit, and the kid's not really feeling her. Then we see a scene of young Taissa and Van talking about different methods, and maybe sex would work, so they start to kind of, they start getting it on, see if that works. Back in present day, Misty makes it known that she's really upset about Walter being here and teaming up with Shauna. And interesting enough, we get this scene of Shauna looking at Lottie's room, and then all of a sudden having a conversation with her father, because her father is thinking that she's talking to Lottie. And you definitely see that Shauna is showing that she's sad about this. A lot of them put like this front on that they don't care about each other, but she definitely feels guilt. If she would have never kicked out Lottie, she would have still been there, and I feel like she's starting to feel that regret. But the episode ends with Akia, forgive me for fucking up her name, but she ends up seeing a vision of Coach acting as a bridge. So this kind of helps save his life, because he is about to get his TV turned off. Everybody's really like weird and upset about this, except for Shauna. Shauna's like, yeah, do that shit. But then Van notices that Taissa switches over to the other Taissa, is ready to just blow Coach's head off. But Lottie saves the day and says like, the Coach is going to be our bridge out of here, because he still has access to that care package thing that he found in the woods. I don't know why he didn't use that as leverage. Like, look, don't kill me, I can get us home. I found this whole care package thing with these rations, and it might be our way out. I don't know why he didn't just lead with that, because if they would have killed him, they would have just been stuck there. So yeah, that's pretty much how the episode ends. But Shauna made sure that he's not going to go anywhere. Him and Melissa go up to him and like cut his other leg, you know what I'm saying, so he can't go nowhere, and he's just screaming out in pain. This whole villain arc that younger Shauna's going for, I'm all for. Like, that stuff is interesting. Let me know how you guys feel about this episode. How did y'all feel about the reveal? Who do you think is the killer? Is it Ty or is it Walter? Let me know. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.